Okay, so listen. This is a story I wouldn't tell anyone normally. Not because it's embarrassing, which honestly it kind of is, but because it's absolute bonkers. It all started last Tuesday. I know, a Tuesday. Even the universe has a sense of humor. I was at the zoo, classic me, alone, probably muttering about the existential dread of caged animals. You know, my usual Tuesday. I was particularly enthralled by the chimpanzees. Clever little guys, right? Seemed like they were always up to something. And I was right. I was leaning on the railing, offering profound philosophical insights to a very disinterested chimp named Bubba, I assume, when it happened. Bubba, the little furry anarchist, somehow managed to reach through the bars and nom a straight-up chomp on my hand. Well, that was rude, I mumbled, clutching my bleeding paw. Bubba, meanwhile, was just sitting there, chewing on something that looked suspiciously like my glove. Seriously, dude? You couldn't have just asked for it? I had a granola bar in there, you savage. I went to the first aid station, got patched up, and went home. The nurse, bless her overworked soul, just sighed, mumbled something about another zoo incident, and handed me a tetanus shot form. At the time, the worst thing I figured I had to look forward to was a week of applying antibiotic ointment and trying to explain to my boss why I couldn't type properly. What I didn't anticipate was waking up the next morning with an insatiable craving for bananas. And fur. Just a little bit. A disconcerting amount, really. I'm not talking about a light fuzz on my arms that any normal human being would have. Okay, every normal human being wouldn't have fur on their arms. I'm talking patches of like chimp fur. This is my life now, I groaned, staring at my reflection. I'm going to have to start shaving my arms, and possibly learn how to groom myself with my feet. What a time to be alive. Then came the mood swings. One minute, I was weeping over a YouTube video of baby sloths. The next, I was throwing my remote at the television because the commercial break was too long. Seriously, advertisers, get a grip. My mental state is fragile enough as it is. I yelled at the screen. And the strength. I accidentally crushed a beer can while trying to open it. Then I accidentally bent the spoon while eating my cereal, with a banana sliced in, naturally. I was becoming a menace. A hairy, moody, banana-obsessed menace. My doctor, bless his heart, gave me a thorough checkup and looked at me like I just sprouted a second head, which frankly, I was starting to suspect was a possibility. He ran tests. He consulted colleagues. He even Googled sudden onset primate traits. His official diagnosis? Anxiety. He prescribed anti-anxiety meds and suggested I spend less time at the zoo. That's it, doc. No mention of the fact that I can now peel a banana with my toes? Or that I'm starting to understand chimp sign language? Anxiety? Really? I asked, feeling like I was on the verge of a full-blown primate freakout. He just patted my arm and reiterated the importance of mindfulness. Mindfulness? I needed a freaking exorcist. Now, a week later, I'm transitioning. My diet consists primarily of bananas and insects. Don't judge me. They're bugs for crying out loud, crunchy. My knuckles are getting calloused. I'm pretty sure I can climb trees now, and I've started communicating with the squirrels in my backyard. I've also developed a strange fondness for flinging poop. I'm pretty sure it's a matter of time before I am fully chimpanzee. So what I've learned from all of this is that sometimes the zoo bites back, or in my case, bites and turns you into a furry, fruit-loving weirdo. Don't go to the zoo, seriously. Just stay home and binge-watch Netflix. It's much safer. Unless you like the idea of explaining to your boss why you're grooming his hair during a board meeting. If so, knock yourself out. Just don't say I didn't warn you. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's a perfectly good tree calling my name, and a pile of bananas.